Hi all, Hal here with more Space Engineers, and today we are going to get the landing area piped up to the base, take the little scout out, and I'll show you the updates that I've made to it since the last time we were together. First, we have to get started, so let's go. So happy Monday, everybody. Hopefully you're having a fantastic week thus far and a terrific Monday. Okay, so what we have been doing is we've been doing quite a bit off camera. Did a bit of mining, still doing that all manually. We don't have a mining craft yet. Thinking Wednesday we will probably be doing that build. And we'll probably end up using the scout craft form factor for it, and we'll just do a little bit of re-engineering on it to, you know, make it a little bit more useful for mining at least. So what we want to do today is I've gone ahead and trenched out an area under the landing pad. Come over here and show you what this is basically we're going to be running conveyors from this conveyor block all the way down and around, following the center line here. And we're going to have it branch off to the 4 landing pad areas with a connector coming up out of the floorboard here. Now I do this, I tend to do this style of piping a lot, mainly because of the fact that it keeps the conveyors out of sight. And if you really want them visible, you can always replace the blocks with windows or well, yeah, any of the window blocks basically. Or if you want to have something that's a little bit more, let's say, passageway, you could actually use the, oh, what is that one? It is maintenance tunnels mod. I had to stop and think about that for a second. Which we do actually have loaded, but I am not going to use for this particular build because I am not using the conveyor line as a passageway. If you want to use if you want to have like basically like Jeffries tubes, use the maintenance tunnels mod. That works really well. Okay, so I need to get some of the parts that we have been mass producing, and what we want here is we want to go. We want 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 of these. 6. And then we don't want medium, we want... Did I grab the wrong conveyor block here? No. Odd. That was... Okay, for some reason it was stuck on the small grid one for a while. We're just going to grab this until we're full up, and then what we'll do is we'll come back and grab more as we need to. And so basically all we're going to do is we're going to have a conveyor block here, and then we will have a conveyor tube go there with another conveyor junction right here. See if we can do this without having to get out of the hole. Nope, we're gonna have to get out of the hole. Okay. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. All right. So what we want to do is have that there, and I should now be able to weld all of that up. Right, and then we'll be able to put a connector on that. And we're going to do that for basically all of the sections all the way back to here. In fact, while we are here, let's go ahead and do that now. And so one of the reasons I build the way I do is so that I can basically work backwards as I need to. Helps a lot, actually. Oh wait, I need you first. There we go. But I've had a lot of people ask if they could see, if I could show more of the building process, because I've been not doing quite so much of it on camera lately. Been doing a lot of the build off camera. We're not going to worry about building that up yet. We are going to go ahead and do this. When you get a bunch of this done, and what we'll do is be able to connect this back and through. There you go. Alright. And then another one there. And we're going to repeat that over here, but this is going to be the last one we do. Mainly because of the fact that you are a little too close. We're going to have to move the ship. That's okay. But mainly I want to be able to get in and out of here without too much trouble. Let's go there. And I don't really want to be taking too much of this apart. So we're going to kind of do this, hopefully a little bit careful. There we go. Alright. And then from here we're just going to pipe this in. Alright. Swing you around there. And I think we can do... I'm usually pretty good about trying to keep all of these things lined up appropriately. We want you that way. But sometimes I lose track of what I'm doing. Oh, we're out of motors. Okay, so let's go grab some motors. Now, the straight and curved tubes, they don't matter which one you have selected when you're pulling parts. They use the same parts. But we do want 2 more of those. Okay, that should be enough for everything, I hope. I may have to queue up some more parts. I don't know yet. We'll see. Alright, and then because I left a little bit of space here, we should be able to kind of sneak through there. See? And oh yeah, okay. Come on. And just a couple of more. I should be able to get in here pretty easily. Okay, so that is all piped in. Now we just have to do the last couple here. And then all we need to do is put a connector on it. Oh, I'm out of steel plates. Here, we're gonna borrow some parts. Alright, so that gives us 3 of our 4. So now I just need to go ahead and finish wiring those up, which we're going to do really quick. And once these are done, we should be able to pull from the network. Okay, so yes, just want to make sure, because you never know. It is space engineers. It does sometimes not do what you expect. So let's grab another 100 of those, because what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to move the ship. And let me show you what we've done with this since we've gotten here now. So We've gone ahead, we've skinned it up a little bit. We've gone ahead and closed everything in. We've got our solar panels up here. I did go ahead and make one little change. We've put a shield emitter in, and I'm waiting for the rest of the shield parts to finish. I'm not sure what this is going to do to the mast because we have the controller mounted directly under it. See if I can get in here without getting stuck again. So we have a shield controller right here, and directly above this we have a programmable block that's giving us LCD support again. So, you know, it's all tucked in there nicely. Oh, damn it. I got stuck in here again. I hate that. Will you let me out this way? Yes, you will. Okay. Yes, I keep getting stuck on some of the blocks. That's one of the things with the small grids. I tend to have that happen more often than with the larger grid. But that's okay. So let's go ahead and move this thing. So what I did with the frame out here, I'll show you back here. So, you know, we have a little bit of styling going on. I haven't done a whole lot of greebling. I'll probably come back and throw some stuff in here to make the details a little bit different. And then I don't know what I'm going to do with the side here, because I'm not really happy with big flat spaces like that. So, we'll see. But everything's piped together. We built this little framework out to put some lights on it as well as some LCDs, because it's easier to have those there than to be looking down here. Let's go ahead and switch that over. We are going to turn on all of our thrusters. And we're just gonna... Actually, let's go here and see which... There we go. So we turn that off, set those to recharge. So one of the things that I have found out is every so often your engines will turn off even if you've got ice going in, and the solars will kick in. Really, really annoying, because what will happen is when the solars kick in, those become the only power source even though you have engines. So basically the engines will be turned on but not generating energy. Yeah, rather irritating actually. What are we missing? Okay. And we have a working connector over here, so there we go. And then before we forget, we want to have all of you disable your connector strength. Oh, we're going to say let's call that landing bay connector 1. Let's do it the easy way here. You're going to be 2. You're going to be 4. And you are going to be 3. Now, one of the reasons why I want to make sure we have these labeled correctly is I'm going to be putting an LCD inside the little base over there. That will tell us if things are connected or not, so that way if we have a situation where, say, you know, this thing loses power and thus loses its connection, we'll know at a glance without having to come out here and check everything. Makes it a little bit more convenient. Go ahead and get in. We want bottom connector. Switch lock. Forward connector switch lock. Alright, so we are going to turn that off, turn those on. should, for the most part, I need to move forward just a little bit. There we go. We are locked. We can turn those off. We can turn that to recharge, and I believe we can turn that off. So now what we're going to see is basically the base updating. So we've gone from, I don't know, like a 3.5, 4 hour charge rate. Well, it says that it's still going to take a while to charge. We'll see how true that is, but this is the reason why I put the automatic LCD script on this one, is because I wanted to be able to see at a glance what our total power was, and then our specific, like each specific battery status, because the batteries charge and discharge in sequence, so they don't always pull across all of them evenly, and this way you can take a look at, just at a glance, you can see how well your power is doing. I personally find it useful, but some people do, some people don't. And then to configure that, all we did was, let's go into the LCD really quick. We went battery details, is what I happen to call it. You can call it whatever you want. So you just do power X and then curly bracket what the exact name of the battery that you're looking for, and then you do the closed curly. And I do that for each one of them. The reason I do the power X is because that just gives you the summary with no progress bar. Makes it much easier when you're looking at stuff like that, because now I can just look straight across and I know, if the first one's 47%, 48%, now the rest of them are 86%. I can see what the output charge is, and I can see what the input charges are, so, it's not bad, right? Okay, so that gets us all of that. I've got the shield generator turned off. We've got headlights on this thing. We've put some spotlights on it. And we have lateral thrust controls. It's surprisingly a rather nimble little ship, considering all the stuff that's on it. But I'm waiting to see how much of a power draw the shield generator is going to be. So we're going to go ahead and drop this stuff off. Move this stuff over. Alright. And the controller is already built. We just need the shield emitter. Let's go ahead and get that welded up, because I don't know if it's going to work here. I may have to actually move the whole thing up a little bit. But I figured it'd be interesting to try at least, right? Shield is down. Oh, one of the things that I learned about the shield emitter mod, there's a little issue with it. Basically, remember how I've said before, it's the amount of shield available is based on power available. But that's only true to a point. What happens is the shield, the maximum hit points of the shield, regardless of how much power you have, is equal to the total hit points of the blocks in the grid. So if you have, 1,000,000 points of armor between all the blocks in the grid, your maximum shield potential is a million hit points. I don't know if I like that or not, but is what it is. Basically, the shield doubles your durability of the ship, and then you don't have, it regenerates instead of having to repair it. Alright, so if we do that, is the emitters on 9? Awesome. Okay, so what is our power draw on this? Basically, we're going to unlock that 100%. Alright, so we may have to take the shield emitter off. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to take the shield emitter off. Alright, so if I do this. So shield is down, but it's still trying to pull power. Yeah. That's gonna suck. Okay. I have to replace that programmable block again. Alright. So, let's go ahead and just... We tried. Oh well. It would have been nice if it worked out, but it is what it is, I guess, right? Go ahead and put that back in, which means I have to come down here, grind you down. Trying not to get stuck under here again. Oh well, we tried, right? So I want you. You know what? I think we're just gonna go ahead and put you on the battery. No. I want to be able to get. You know. There you go. And we're gonna go edit scripts automatic here. Nope. Wrong button. Right. Let's try that again. Let's copy to editor. Okay. It should be running. And we have a working ship again. Yes. Looks like it's running. Okay. So, now what we're talking about doing for Wednesday is basically taking this ship design that we have. I'll probably strip some of the armor off of it and move the single thruster off to either side. So we'll end up with two of these large thrusters, and then we'll have a cargo container in the middle, and we'll run some piping down the middle of the line into the rest of the ship. I'm trying to think of where we're going to pull this from. So what I'm thinking here is we may do from this connector down the back here, because the large cargo container is going to go about where this thing is, and then we'll have a second landing pad set up for that. So we'll basically have a minecraft, and what we're going to do with this is I'm going to build a mining array under the ship, which means I will probably take, oh, well, I'm sitting here, I will probably take the landing gear off or mount them, so because the small drills are really annoying because of the fact that they are tiny, and having done that, I didn't get stuck. Okay. I guess not. I mean, I guess those are significant enough to, yeah, it should work. So we'll end up taking the landing gear off. We'll probably move some of these back a little bit, maybe. So yeah, we're gonna have to do a little bit of a restructure on this thing. So what we'll do is we'll make a second one. I'll set up a holographic system, put a welder under it, and basically just let it weld itself up. And then we'll figure out how we want to do the drills. Because if I go simply like that, that could actually work. I would just have to take those out. Take all of this off. And then a second one here. That could work. Because if we do that, we could run from this connector back into the cargo, and let's see here, because this is all piped together already. Because that's piped through there, which goes through the cockpit, which goes through there, which connects through this connector. So yeah, we would just have to run it. If we mount these here, we would just have to run a line from this connector back into what's going to become the cargo pod. And then those thrusters move back one. We put a large thruster here, large thruster on the other side, and large cargo in the middle. That should actually work fairly well. The question's going to be the power. I may need to add a couple of batteries to it or something. But what we'll end up doing is we'll use this as a just a straight up surface miner. So I'll probably do drill head there and then another drill head next to it on both sides. So we'll end up with 4 drills. And it'll basically just be scoop mining. So, alright. So, I think that is going to about do it for us today, at least for the planning portion. What do I have in my inventory? Oh, I have all the shield parts. That's right. Alright, so let's take the ship out so you can see how she handles, because she handles a lot better than I was expecting, honestly. Let's get you off there. Okay, so we want that, we want that, that. But yeah, this has got 1 gyro and a whole lot of thrust power on it. And as you can see, as it goes through, you have different amounts of time. And if we really want, you turn the engines on, and as long as you have ice, you have power. Oh, so yeah, this little bugger works really well. Let's see here. We want it to get, where's our ore detector? There we are. Ore detector on max power eats your power. And because the ship has an antenna on it, it will also broadcast your ore to any ores detected. So we got nickel, ice, silicon. Anything new? So we'll just do a quick fly around, check this. What I may end up doing, because the small ship ore detectors are pretty much useless in most cases. Silicon, magnesium. Yeah, so what I may do is I may end up putting in the azimuth ore detector. I'm going back and forth on it because I don't have that mod loaded, and I don't know if I want to load that in as an additional mod, you know? So let me put it to you all. Do you think I should do it? Because I've had a couple people in the community say that, yeah, I probably should just go ahead and do it, be done with it. But like I said, I'm gonna leave it up to you. Throw it down in the section, down in the comment section. And what I will do is take a look at it later today, early tomorrow, before I start recording. And if everybody wants it, or if enough people want it, then yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. I'll also put a poll up for it, so that way you can, you know, have your chance to say what you want to say about it. So should be right about there, right? Let's see here. Yep, awesome. So we can latch that on, turn that off, turn those off, and we set those to recharge. We'll let the engines continue to run, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get this welded up for us so that we're ready to go on Wednesday. But I am going to go ahead and call this one here. So I want to thank you for stopping in. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to throw them down below. And remember, I did ask for your feedback on using the azimuth overclocked ore detectors or not. I'm not going to use the entire azimuth pack. It'll just be the ore detectors. Basically, it makes it a little bit easier to find the resources because you're not limited to effectively the same range as your handheld drill. And that's one of the reasons, that's probably one of the only reasons I would load the azimuth, but we'll see how it all plays out. So anyway, if you did enjoy the episode and you want to see more, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also, if you just want to do something nice for me on this beautiful Monday afternoon, if you really want to be kept up to date, don't forget to ring the bell as well. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we will see you back here next time for more Space Engineers. As always, folks, take care and be safe out there, everybody. I think we have a screenshot right there. Oh, yeah.